What's going on? Happy Sunday, guys. What's going on? Happy Sunday, guys. Missed you guys here. What's up, Terry? What's up, Tom? What are we doing? What's going on? Happy Sunday, guys. Right on, right on. It's getting ready for a little futures trading. My members can check the journal section. I posted some NQ stuff there. So I'm going to do in our major fib lines here, the normal, setting up for the open. What we do every day. ES is in a pretty interesting spot. Hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. Guys up to April Fools is an update, of course. 20 years ago. Sure was. Right? I hear you there. Happy Sunday. What's going on, Mason? How we doing? Good afternoon. Good evening. We're chilling. Setting up for the futures open. Got to label some stuff as we always do here. Got some pretty big over-unders and need tags here on ES. 5,900 is going to be really big for ES tonight. Hoping to get a better Qs setup trade here because Qs had some better fibs there on Friday. Good afternoon. What's up, guys? Tune in. Get ready for that 5 p.m. About 20 minutes yet. Are we going to be able to get a move under GP weekly? ES does not look very fun. ES does not have the fib set up for the open. And Q definitely does, though. I posted the setups there in Discord as well for all my members there. You'll know what all this stuff means, but... VIX was at a pretty big bounce point, too. We'll have to see what happens at the open here. Good morning. What's up, dudes? Afternoon, I guess. On the road for 2 hours. Oh, man. Binge watching all the fibs. Hey, no problem, man. Fibs are life. Fibs are not just an indicator. Fibs hold the creation theory of all things. Everybody should use fibs or not trade correctly here. So little analysis for the NQ open here today. Guys, we got a really big over under 21,000. So just like we do in all the videos and all the breakdowns here, we can go over a couple little things before the market opens. I usually play the first 15 to 30 pending. All depends. So obviously we're going to chart off last week's high-low, and then we're going to chart off a daily if you want to work with it. I got the daily on SPY. I don't know if we're going to need that or not, but we got them both for daily GPs, you know, needing tags. So the golden pocket of the daily is going to be right here. The reason NQ has a much better trade setup here, everything's labeled to get into your Discord. It was posted a bit ago, just in case you want to see it if I'm not flying around the chart and you can't see what I'm doing here. The picture is posted in your Discord. Yeah, so the daily 20,759 to 20,644. The first move as the red candles on the first part of the screen here, we got that prior daily low. That's 21,276 or so. Oh, I said daily, I meant a weekly. That's that last one there. That's where the doji is. Yeah, so if we go back to the daily chart, we should get a wick. Yeah, so 225 is low. So 225 low, that's where you get this huge 20,000, pretty much called 21K. It's 20,988, and you know how NQ is, so it's pretty big. But huge over under there. And then, yeah, we got a couple other really big watches to watch off of that. But notice, obviously, this wash candle from 227 right here on that daily blew past the bounced candles here on the 100 EMA. So those are going to be pretty, Jesus, can't look at my drawing tool here. Those are going to be some pretty big potential bounce recoveries here. So this candle and this candle, both when which held that 100 EMA daily in the green right here, got trumped by that Thursday's candle. So I'm taking the low right here of those 100 EMA bounces Wednesday, Thursday, and that's all I'm doing is I'm grabbing the 20,988, pretty much 21K. That's going to be a breakout level to 21,300. So you see me charting that off with reason right here. So it's big gold level that says breakout to 21,600 is potential. And that's for the whole week. It's obviously not tonight. But yeah, we're going to come up to that 21,600 past GP for the week if we start off that. We got a lot of days and a lot ahead of time. And the only reason I'm looking at 21,600 is backtest of moving averages, of course, right? Confirmation trading. So if we go to the daily chart right here, remember we washed through that tag 50 right here. We did tagged it, and then we opened and washed through. We never actually got a back test on the daily chart. Same exact reason that we were talking about having a breakthrough first after that support. Excuse me. Same applies with our double candles that we're talking about here. So candle 1, 225, candle 2, 226, both hold that 100 EMA. Snapped it here on Thursday. And then the continuation play would be to back test the 100 EMA. And then once it flies past there, the moving averages that we washed up here. So notice that 10 SMA wash up here, 221, 50 SMA continue wash here, 222 or 224 Monday. So these two candles had those moving average washes on the daily to where we need to put in a push. So even if we are going down, right, for continual, because we did break into lower low territory from all these sequences over here on the daily, which is good, but we don't go in a straight line. We need to put in a lower high in order to get to those 200s again on the ETFs of SPY. So remember our targets from our big live trade video. We got to come up from here. And in this week, I want to see it bounce into the 100 EMA, into the 50 or 10. So we will most likely get that. So this whole week is going to be, if we hold the lows here, let's call it 20,500, 600. I feel like it's real easy for that support around here. If we hold these lows, 20,500 would be a good psychological too. We'll see a rally back to the 100 EMA, and then potentially with news and catalyst coming through to that 50 and the 10, because the 10 was washed back here. And generally when it goes runs, same as intraday, 5 minute, 1 minute, we're looking at the daily. It's going to run away from that 10 for, intraday. We see this for hours, right? And then it'll pop back up, chase back that 10, and then continue. That's what we're going to look for here. So at the very minimum, we're going to get that bounce because nothing goes in a straight line. So if we're coming off this big top, obviously big push down, the bounce and the highest probable statistical is that high or low. Lower high that we're going to be looking to put in here from the back test. So that back test, go to the 15-minute chart on the intraday, is going to look, like holding the daily fib that we got from Friday. We had that big old squeeze end of day. So this is yesterday, right? Or Friday's trading, last trade day. This GP is that support. So daily GP tag needed, and big over under to 21,000. I think I wrote under this, but it was 221,600 there. All right, so continuation above 21,000, we got to swing 500 points. So way up here, notice on your intraday chart, we got the 50 and the 10. So let's get up there. What's going on, Oliver? How we doing, buddy? Hope everybody's doing good. What do you have? We got 15 minutes left. So I'm going to be watching these super close here. 21K is our biggest over under as far as the opening trades go. And remember here, just intraday stuff, 5 minute, we are going to be starting in a pretty interesting territory. We did close outside of VWAP range. That's something you got to keep in mind here. Volume weighted average price in the purple dash line here, +2 deviation, and the orange -2 deviation in the blue. It's one of the VWAP, just standard indicators we use recolored. So we did close into that +2. So when we open, it's going to be an interesting one. Crypto's been moving pretty big since the Trump tweets that we had posted in Discord there about Ethereum, BTC being the big reserve, and him adding in like ADA and all this other stuff. Sol, ADA, XRP. Mentioned a lot of tiny coin. So remember, we have some of these anchor view apps here, and I've been playing with the weeklies. I can delete these. You can see it a little bit easier here. But some of these anchor view apps, like this guy on the low side, we were watching this for our last dip buy here. And then, of course, we just had capitulation from tariff news, but it usually returns back to there. We had this long wick. That was a liquidation wick. And we are talking about a lot of leverage positions got knocked out there in Ethereum. And then we had a bunch of anchor view apps coming down from the top side here, all in the weekly, all needed tags yet. So when it ran into those weeklies right here and pressed down, there was no surprise because the first tag of that anchor view app above was huge. So if we go to the weekly chart, we can show you. Gotta make these on the high side. So all we're doing is putting anchor view apps on the weekly chart of Ethereum here. And you notice when we tag into the weekly chart and we create an anchor that has no tags, it becomes first tag quality. So like this weekly top right here, 16th, December 24, 6th of January. These two weekly candles we have anchor view apps on pointed to the downside. Notice that we've never came back and tested those. So when it does find support off lower anchors, so here's that capitulation down that knocked out all the margin users right here, right? Liquidated, and then it came back down after and tagged that orange. Now we're bouncing back up from a Trump tweet, obviously, but technicals will still play out. The lower end of that liquidation candle created that anchor view app to here, and that weekly broke through just a little bit and then back on. So we're going to head up to that 3,000 or 3,200 area where these first tag anchors have to muster up most likely this week. If you're a futures trader and a gap trader like we push on this channel here to have a very good understanding of this gap tag and how the institutions have already tied cryptocurrency to our markets, so you don't got to worry about not filling these anymore. This is how I got my Bitcoin target. I'll show you that too. But to the upside, huge gaps here on the futures chart. So this week, no problem, 26, 23. That's where it's kind of hovering right now because of this gap. So when this opens up for the futures here in Ethereum, hopefully fills this gap, holds, and then does the push to this gap. So this scalp that we were talking about, buying Ethereum into the lower capitulation, will go up to 3,200, then inevitably back to $4,000 here, where there is a gap up there. BTC was no different. And I picked this because of the futures, right? So I did this Fibonacci, and we have no GP tags on the futes and moving averages, right? So same thing you see here. And this is what I drew for Fibs right here. So we have this daily that created the gap to the upside. Massive gap right there. Look at the bottom of the gap, 77,600. Right at, where's February 2nd to the 9th, right here. I called out on StockTwits and X. I said, that's it. It's game over for the BTC. We're coming down. That was because we lost 101,423 fibs. Called it out on StockTwits and some X. And then I said 77K. Everybody laughed. I laughed. The toaster laughed. The algos laughed. Then it hit 77K. So I laughed even harder. So we came all the way back down to the gap. Didn't fill it, but created another gap on the way down. So Bitcoin still will come down to 77,666 here to fill this gap inevitably. But between the bounce and whatnot, we're just looking at a dead cat bounce, most likely pushing into the gap because first gap tags a lot of the time do not fill. Pushes all the way back up to that 93, 96 zone we're talking about, and then back down to 77,666. So we will get a little relief rally from this gap tag to this gap and then back down. Same with Ethereum. So I'll be playing those, just adding up and swing trading the cryptos. Good stuff. Time do we got here? Another 10 minutes yet. Yeah, if you guys got a couple questions on setups or anything like that, let us know. We're just setting up for some future trades right here. Making sure we got all our bases covered for our first tags. And I really want to see the long to that 100 EMA. It's up here, but we'll see what that open looks like. Best case scenario is if we short these opens down to the daily GP, and then we get a big old rally off like 20,700 or so. That area like this would be the best. I would swing overnight on these positions pretty heavily if we got that. What's going on, friends? CSGB Coast. Well, there's no real news here either. Gotta relog into this stuff here. My news feeds post on this stuff. Yeah. There we go. Zelensky confirms he will resign from power in exchange for Ukraine's NATO membership. Holy moly. Zelensky European ATM. I'm just catching up on a little news here. I didn't see any of this stuff yet. That's from the 2nd. That's all from today. Yeah. Wow. What do I think about HWM? Is that a ticker? I haven't looked at stocks in a while. We just trade, obviously, futures here, but you can always take a peek. All-time high mover? Is this what you're talking about? HWM? What is this? Helmet Aerospace? Two hours ago, Dow Jones stock market rally begins. Bitcoin surges. Where's the NASDAQ? HWM. 4.3 million volume. PE1. Market cap. Holy, 5 billion. It's an American aerospace company. Well, you can always take a peek at everything, but when something's FOMO moving all times high like this, oh wow, there's no data on this thing, is it? It's brand new. There we go, much better. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So huge all-time high, been around since the 90s. It's got to be some kind of news like this. Let me check our source here and just see what's going on. But yeah, I don't really bother with the stocks too much anymore. I make so much money on futures. With better taxes, we haven't done long-term stock stuff in a while. Everything is futures now. Oh, let's take a peek. I don't miss doing this. All right, instead earnings, revenue beat, 02. And that's the last news I have from February 13th of 25. Earnings, H&B earnings. There's literally no news on this thing. What does this thing do? There's no news. They don't say anything about contracts. They just have a regular volume here, and it's just trending with stock, 136. Metal fabrications for aerospace. Yeah, I don't see any big contracts, news. Let me see one more thing here. One day ago, it had quantitative analysis done. First Trust Industrialist Producer Durables, FXR, strong ETF. That just plays into the technology part of HWM. Momentum. Twin momentum, combining trend momentum, improving fundamentals. Nope. That's a buy. Interesting. So yeah, if something's all-time high FOMO moving, you don't really get analysis, unfortunately. I'll do a little TA on it. I was looking for something fun or news or like something to peek, but this is on trend. It's on higher low, higher high, right? Yeah, market opens in 5 minutes. Thanks for the alarm. So when something's FOMO moving like this, there's nothing you're gonna do. You're just playing trend, right? So earnings popped off. It had a obviously run up, gap, fell apart at the earnings, came back down to no GP. We have tons of gaps to the downside, but it's clearly on an uptrend. It's right at all-time highs, so you have no yearly highs. I shouldn't say all. I keep saying all-time. Let's go to the. Well, it is at all-time, right? We check the week. Yeah, it is over this. Okay. So the last couple of years, it's been trending all-time from 109.36. So. Wow. So the last data point we have that's viable off the weekly is that prior all-time high. We just weekly fib high load, 110 being the breakout. And then, of course, you see that reaction right here to the 1618. So this was the highest point of interest, 110 all-time high. You fib out the weekly high low from there, and it gives you the 1618 retraction, immediately pulled back to the 100. Perfect Fibonacci. Now you're up to the 2618. So now with this push, you're either looking for it to go over 132.13. It's going to continue to 150 psychological level is my guess. I probably wouldn't go for a full-on 154, but 150 is a huge psychological level there. So maintenance above 132.13 would put you near 150. And right now you're on higher low, higher high trend. I'd probably fib out this high range that you got on the daily right here as well. Maybe get you some extra conviction. And that gives you the 2618 at 150 as well. So I'd probably stick with that. So you got a pretty big range of support here where I'd say if it held up above 132 to 126. So you're going to look at something like this for the 150. That would be what I look at. But yeah, you're at all-time high. You're trending. There's nothing you can do. You have no historical resistance. You only got extensions on fibs off those. So yeah, you can possible continuation. It's a tough one. You're obviously just trending the weekly 10 SMA. You're just cruising up. Then you go to the daily. That's going to be the 50. So red 50 right there. All you're doing is riding 50, trending, squeezing at all-time highs. So unfortunately, you can't really TA those. It's just on momentum. I don't know the news besides earning. Nothing but years and years worth of uptrend. So from that bottom it put in. So yeah, no, I'd be just looking at those two extensions. The maintenance above that 128, hold of 126 at the very minimum. You'd be lucky at the 10 holes. So obviously the breakout of 140. 140 was a psychological number that it hit. It's going to break out 140, most likely hold that, go 150. So if you're holding that still, yeah, you're still on trend. I don't see any problem with that. But yeah, because you're at all-time highs, you can't really do TA. You just got to wait for a trend to develop, micro off that 10. So 3 minutes till the future's open. Let's watch this 15:30. We'll see, and we'll narrate everything that comes out here for us. Go to the 1 minute. Get the trade skis ready. Ugh. About 2 minutes here. Handful in 27. Okay, it's on trend for highs. So I mean, could do okay, but something that FOMO that buy, I can't buy highs. That's just against my religion. So can't do that for me. But if you ride it for 124, great, you're up. It's not bad. Can't see any of my things over there. Okay, we'll do 1 5-minute side. 1 minute side then. I got to see these intra minutes play out best we can because we'll play a no GP tag opener here most likely. Let's get the funded accounts ready. Got all 5 of those. This one, Combine, Express, 229. And that one right there. Okay, got all those linked up. Let's let her rip. Remember, guys, trades are all on the screen. Biases are red and green there. 21,000, pretty much flat, plus minus 100 points, unfortunately, because the VIX is so high. The NQ's moving is going to be our range. So most likely, I'm going to look for the retrace back towards the GP if we get that. If it just starts way up here into those weeklies, these are all first tags. So everything is going to be, if the crypto market and everything else push this thing up with solid news, the Zelensky stuff, whatever happens, if it gaps way up there, it's pretty much just a no trade. I'm going to have to let it digest for 15:30, and we'll sit about. We'll talk a little bit about the analysis and how it breaks out. We'll play some minute by minute, and yeah, give away an account. About 10 seconds here.
The markets are open.
The markets are open. Yeah, see, so she opened up right into our huge over under, right into that. And again, I want to see the short first. That would be ideal.
Order filled.
So right off the bat, I'm going to take, let's see, you got to gap up to the 100 fib. Yeah, I got to take a short right away. 20,982.50 filled. Oh, you guys can't even see it. Doesn't really matter, I guess, but just looking for that quick scalp down, $200-300, just order filled, 250 on those. So we just linked all the express there because we opened up into that resistance level we were talking about there. So again, under 20,988 big gold level there. That was going to be a first tag metric to come down that we needed to see. So now we're going to watch a little over under action. The first minute, I like to watch the GP. So the minute candle is going to make creation here. We're going to turn this off, hide the VWAP so we can see the candle. So the new minute, we're going to try to play that right now. Oh, it opened right in the GP. That sucks. Still a little bit down bias under 20,990. That's the big over under here. We just got we opened up in the weekly tag obviously here. So this is all first tag. So we need it to fail 20,977 in order to do anything cool now. So it's got to fail here to go for that gap fill. At least a gap fill. That's it. This is the next scalp right here. That would be where you want to see it, but
order filled.
You got to kind of see it either which way of the candle first. It's got to fill up this 1 minute candle wherever which way, and it's holding weekly supports. It's not something I would short right now. It's actually holding pretty good, and this is where you'd be in danger. So no trades. But yeah, anything under the gold level down to that 1 minute or the gap would be nice. But this is such a big gap. This kind of looks like a gap and go in my opinion. So we'll see how it handles the 1 minute candle. We got a lot of time left before it does anything kind of keen for us. And it's got to fill in the bottom of the 1 minute candle. It's sitting right on GP. It doesn't really have any kind of love either which way. I would assume it wants to hit some bottom 1 minute though, like break into that weekly, trap some more shorts before it smashes over 21,000, because we rejected 21,000 pretty good here. So the likelihood of again coming back down first is going to be a little higher here. So we're just looking for that confirmation under. We're getting confirmation now under 20,988. So I can kind of look for a minute breakaway trade down to the gap if it produces one here. Right now it's pretty slow. Happy Sunday. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch a little bit of the Futes open here. See what we got going on. Nothing too fun yet. Again, we're gonna hold this weekly, most likely slam back up to 21,000, like double top it here, because that's what it looks like the scam is right now. It's held the golden pocket in a huge weekly. So again, back test of the 100 EMA is on deck for the big long, as we discussed on the right side of the screen. Anything over pretty much 21,000, we're going right to the 100 EMA. So right here on the daily, you want to see this green candle first before the big one, obviously. But that back test, the 100 EMA is going to be super important tonight.
Order filled.
And we could even do a gap and go into that 100 EMA here, no problem. So that's all you got to watch for, pretty much. We'll see. Waiting for that 10 SMA catch up too is kind of fun, but no cool trades. Yeah, we're grinding pretty good there. I wish the 10 SMA would have caught up a little better, but we're still super high above VWAP and everything else. If we start to break down here, chase that one, we could, we could play a little
Order
downside
filled.
to that 10 SMA.
Order filled.
The gap fill maybe even, but that's tough because that 10 SMA would be a little bit of a magnet, but doesn't always work like that. She loves to scam at this point. This is where the shorts get kind of blown out here a lot of the time, but got to go for that gap fill either way. Or even an equal low or something like that. See that scam wick? Like I said, holds that 2980. She is gone, boys. No GP on 1 minute. New 5-minute candle. Woo! So now we can fib that out. So again, I think it's just pure scam. So I don't think, hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Scam. Told you, no shorts. That's what it looked like to me. Holding all supports. It's got to be careful on the chop. You got to break outside of one of the candles. I still want short under 2977. It's just not ready yet. It's got pure scam written all over it until she's breaking through this weekly. It's got to be like this. And you need some candle opens under this weekly. That's the hard part too. Like she needs to open candles underneath here to bust through 97740 to hit that yesterday's high quick gap fill here, but it's early and these gap fills generally don't happen very nicely here. We'll see. I think it's pure scam right now. I don't think any long or short's going to work super clean. If I had to pick, it'd be long right now because there's no clear identification of shorts. Tiny bit of a wick rejection again, 21,000, but 21,000 is your scam squeeze. So the second it actually gets a little bit of speed out of there, it's gone like this. It's going to blow out every short. And you can see it kind of leaking down on these 1 minute candles. Judging by what that means, it's going to go for the 100 EMA kind of first. So it'll leave this gap up and it'll pretty much leave everybody in the dust here. If it just breaks over 21,000, it's gone. 21,000 will instantly result in 128 points to the 100 EMA through the night, and the gap up will hold through the night. That's what it's kind of gearing up for right now. The 5-minute GP, probably the top hit. Like that. Oh, yeah. Perfect GP hold there. Yeah. Easy scam. So again, nothing to see here, but pure upside. And again, this would be a perfect short, so definitely do the opposite. So that's what the futures are after hours. See the oscillation indicators like MACD's rolling, RSI is super hot, and everybody's like, "Oh man, I gotta short that." And then you see it just plowing up here a whole bunch of times, just laughing at everybody. The RSI is hot. It's like until it's clear under the level, you ain't doing nothing. Might even pop into highs one more time before it drops down, but the only scalp I want to see is downside to the gap fill. Or at least to an attempted gap fill, right? Push into the gap and not even fill it. Our last high of yesterday is 29.44. So that would be my short target there. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for a break of the gold level. I'll move my red candle here to show you. It's going to be a break of this candle, and I'm going to go for 52 pretty much, like right here. That's my short that I'm looking for. It's got to break cleanly through that gold level, get under that 10 SMA, come into the gap, not necessarily fill it, because again, yesterday's highs, not the opening gap of today, yesterday's highs gap, that daily one, that's at 29.44. So the likelihood of coming down to 29.44, my short scalp, that's what I want to see right now. So I'll try to get a fill coming through here, breaking the 10 and washing it down into the gap here. So we'll see what the 10 SMA does. We're holding up now for scam long first before short. So again, we need confirmation and everything else. We need to, as the red candle suggests on the screen, she has to break through there and continue. So we got nothing but scam longs playing out because of the 10 SMA ride. So right now it's guaranteeing upside until we're under the 10 SMA, like we said a million times. So you're going to see
Order
it
filled.
do the 21,000 full scam just like that. And there's your new high. Boom. So like I said, 0 shorts until you're under the gold level. It's going to scam up 40 points at least here. 100 EMA next. Yep. Yeah, it's got a long way up to that 100. Long way up to that 100.
Order filled.
So we might not get any short scalps here. I'm going to completely not even bother with the long trade because that's suicide at highs. But if it breaks that 21,000, like I said, it's like 100 some points to the upside there. There she goes. So she has a chance for 21,080 on the easy side, it looks like. But I wasn't taking that one. What do we got here? 21,080.
Order filled.
Push 2 would be 21. Yeah, 21,080. That's 2618. That wouldn't be all that bad. I'd say it's an easy hit. And then that 100 EMA is most likely back testable now because over 21,000, there's possibility. So watch it build trend, do what it wants to do. But if it does actually fall apart and does the full slam scam, then I'm going to be shorting under the gold level and gold level only. Like we said, that's the bias here on the screen. So nothing else I could possibly do for this trade right here because it opened up in the worst case spot. So that's the norm. Good deal. We're doing good. Chilling. 50 minutes, maybe 1 minute would be nice. Yeah, we'll see. I think it's just pure scam. So I just, like I said, anything above the 10 and 21,000 breaks, it's flying. There's your 36-point fly, hits the 1618. Generally comes back down then to 21,000 to back test, right? So it goes from the 1618 to the 100, like always. Then from the 100 to the 2618, like so.
Order filled.
The norm. 16-point back test there. So watch her come back down again. We hit the 1618, so this is where it decides its fate. So from here on out, now you can move this to the 5-minute toparoo here and still aim for 52. So the short now looks like this. And the long looks like this as we ever evolve. So anything again, 21,000, like we said. Got 81 points to the upside here. And if it finally breaks under 21,000, we're going to go for that prior day tag, which is just in front of 944. But right now with the 10 SMA ride and everything, we might be, like I said, backtesting the 100 EMA actually before we get anywhere. We shall see. Let's see what the wick does. We still don't have a 10 SMA tag, so that's very bullish yet. But after hours is very scammy, so I shouldn't say that because that's regular trade momentum for us and during live market hours. I don't narrate after hours much. Can't believe that is Zelensky news. It's too funny. So, yeah, 81 should be the no problem here, but we can only add into like, 10 SMA tags, anything like that. See what she wants to do. Could still get a GP backtest and a full-on wash here because it is after hours, and they have super scummy moves like that a lot of the time, so... We usually don't trade the open unless it's like 5 to 15, but I figured it'd just be fun to do a little Sunday stream. Stuff is generally boring. I played the first 5 minutes. I'd already be done with this long right here if I would have traded that opening weekly tag like I was supposed to. I was watching for the short speed for a half gap fill instead, but now it's just pure long. So yeah, it'll play out. To 100 EMA, yeah, no problem. Hard to find out when it's actually going to pull back to the 10 SMA though. That's like your only opportunity at add point. What's 128 way up there? The 100 EMA is at 128. Yeah, she's way up. Yeah, we already posted everything in the Discord too. Not too shabby. Yeah, so right now we're cruising over that 21,000. 1618 just hit, so it's trying to make its decision here. It's like, are we actually going to break through 21,037? Then we move to the 2618 extension, as the line suggests, because we're going to be in bullish territory. Or do we do the big slip and slide because we haven't hit the 10 SMA yet? Notice that price action has not hit, so the dip buy is into the 10. If you want to dip buy, it's got to be 10 SMA minimum on that 1 minute, and that'll get you a 21,081 looks like, or very close to up there if we hold the 10 SMA. BTC futures opening up huge. As expected, ETH should be opening up right in that gap as well. Yep, top of the gap. Now ETH's going to fail to 2320. That'll be the next... Oh, no, where's the gap? Right here. Yep, nothing, not going over 26. It'll fail this whole push, come down 300 points. And then we'll buy in again at 2,300. I don't know. We'll see. It's over under. I still think the 100 EMA magnet's probably pretty strong here, but we have the opening 5 fibbed out, but that's just nothing sandwich at the moment here. It's still trying to decide if it wants to push into the half-ass gap fill. It's like 75 points down, so we'll see. Because anything above the 10, it still has to, it's got a ride trend. You can't fight it, you know? And we haven't even had a 10 tag yet. This thing is scared of the 10 SMA. So, but because it is after hours, you know, you see those seeking candles that hunt out, you know, tops all the time. Put in a top right perfect to the 1618. You'd expect from the 1618 here to pull back to at least the 100, right? At least to pull back to 21,000. So 37 point pullback from 21,037. It's got to hit 21K. Pretty much flat. Got to return to that number. Generally speaking, it's a good
order filled.
Good practice. Because it just drops real quick right to that hundo fib right there. 21,012 even would be nice and close. Again, it gets a little sticky. It's going to try its best, but yeah, I don't know. There's its first tag of the 10, so instant no way drop in here.
Order filled.
Generally speaking, that's the first tag of the 10. It would go up usually. But because it's after hours, this is the heavier scam market with no volume, so lots of drops there. No good trades. That's all that means is straight F-class trades right now. So we made our, what did we make? Like 800 bucks at the open. Easy little scalp. I think that's all we're doing right now. Yep, 250 across all the accounts. 750 on the 3, so pretty boring. So again, the only thing you're going to look for is that dip buy or a full flush to the gap. Because we need confirmation like always. Like I said, a quick little flash dip down to 21.12, 21.9 here. That's what you're going to look for. It's cracking that 10. Then again, you could see a little love to that upside after. But if not, it'll break. It's 21. It's 21K over under. Doesn't matter. So from here, it's the same thing. I think I deleted that other box, but that's not a box. You're gonna see it move down here, right before that 44. So this is the primo level to keep an eye on right here. Over under that 21K and some change. Like I said though, after the 1618, it's got to come back down to 21,009. So quick little 2030 down. We're chilling. Always NQ. There's no ES on the screen at all. What's the difference between $50 to have a live account and nothing to pay all the fees in Ninja? I'm not sure what you mean. So we're waiting for it to come down to 21,009, kind of break into that a little bit here because we're waiting for it to make its choice right here. This is the long short choice right at 21,000 and some change. Because if there's a nice big dip by here, we have a beautiful scenario to purchase some 20,000, like 944, 46, those gaps down there if we start to fail here. Or we shouldn't start to fail. We should be failing. We already hit the 1618. That's always target one outside the fib box. So we hit our target, 20,037. Within 3 ticks now, boom. So we got our tag of 21,009 right there. It's good. And now here, this is where you want to see the earliest amount hold, because this is where the next leg up would build as the green candle suggests. It has to hold right around here, 20,009. If not, and we start traveling back down, it's going to the lower channel down here to the partial gap fill. And all we're doing is you'd look for yesterday's highs, obviously, right here instead of the full gap fill. So that level right there. Alrighty. So let's see comparison resign from power and exchange. That's nowhere new. Yeah, they're crazy. Well, let's see how this over-under predicts here. This is exactly where we need to see it hold, because this is where the trend would dominate. From here, almost 80 points till the 2618, and then, of course, the 100 EMA and yada, yada, yada above. But, again, I just don't trust the long. Just doesn't seem like she wants to participate here. We'll see. Over under is set to be right here. So if we do get some candle closes, we got multiple candle closes under the 10 SMA. So if we don't jolt over this 10 right now and start really crushing in the next 2 to 3 minutes, it's going to be downside because the algos have had too much time underneath the 10 SMA here. So it's going to pop back. And if it doesn't start clearing over the 10 SMA, we're going to instantly go down. And then we'll be in danger of losing 21,000. We'll get that beautiful 50-point downside here.
Order filled.
Might need a 10 first. We'll see. Because a 10 SMA tag from here, yeah. We'll see. Because one little back test 10 here would be perfect to start walking her down. But if we really started to shoot down lows without it, that'd be weird. So one more little pop here. Should probably get ready with these contracts here. 5.
Order filled. Order filled.
Slow and steady. No big bottom low breakouts through yet. I'm just setting up these trades right now. Nothing yet, huh? Yeah, we got to start slicing through this 10 SMA here, so. Or not through the 10, through the 100 fib.
Order filled.
We're still kind of holding here, so. Looks too many candles under the 10, so I'm going to pick short here. Just went short. I'm going to add into these needed. What was this fill? 21,009.75. I had a limit, and this one's a lot lower, 21,006. Okay, we're fine though. So I just shorted on all. Boom. There we go. So again, the over-under is exactly on that play out you got to see there. Just got to lose 21,000. We should pick up a bunch of speed. Order filled, $1,500, just like that. Next fill. Oh, didn't fill me on a single tick.
Order filled.
Boom. Order filled, $1,500 on that one. Last remainder opens 680 on this account.
Order filled.
Boom, boom. We're right at that 20,099 again. That's what we needed to see. Hell yeah. Just got $3,000 off those two. Beautiful. Like I said, it spent too much time under that 10 SMA, so we're going to do a launch crack right through 20,000 or 21,1010 or whatever the hell that was. Because we got to come back down and partially fill that gap now is what it looks like it's doing here.
Order filled.
So all the way down to here would be +2. Is that another $2,000 to the downside? That ain't bad. I'll take that. So I'm going to try to get lows now because we broke. So the continuation trade, as we suggested here, we are going to stay in kind of a short dominant territory where what we're going to do is continue trend to the downside, but nothing goes in a straight line. So we just took about 17 points to the downside, and we're going to short anything under the 10 SMA, anything under 21,000. And we're going to clean house to the downside to 2947. We have a potential of 51 points. So I'm going to take that to the downside here. 805 minutes. Nice job. Yeah, divergence. Is that what there's ES moving over there? Nuts. Yeah, the 100 EMA actually, it should hunt for that lower gap as well. But yeah, S&P held that 50. Completely different here. A lot of divergence in these two. So we'll see what we get. Generally speaking, we should partial fill low side gap, but we just got to find the continuation metric under the 10 SMA. And as long as we stay under the 10 SMA, now we got trend to go down and should be perfectly fine. So any tags to that 10, that's your kind of little reshort capability now, is to ride trend under 10 all the way down. That's what you want to see. Oh, I can lock these out now. That's 1,500 lock, 1,500 lock. Yep, slow and steady now. Time is it? Oh, it's only 25 minutes. Yeah, divergence. I think NQ is just going to lead us down here, though, so I'm going to stick to what I got and hold heavy on the short right here, and I'm just going to re-add at the 10 SMA, because right now I got two open. We're pretty much at 21,000, so we're up about 6-7 points. We're up about 390 or some shit. Now we just got an opportunity to follow through for quite some bit, though, so at least equal lows. I think that would be okay. That's a pretty good green, I'd say. It's another like 1,000 plus for a two-piece here. Boom, here we go, baby. Get some. Bam. And we're up again. I'm just shorting those singles down. Like I said, I was just in these express. They're hard to see, but We're on the expresses. We're on the linked 3 right here. We're up another like $1.75 and a buck, then a couple thousand on the other one because we're higher up. So we're doing okay here. It's a nice slow trend down. And like you said, any 10 SMA tag is going to be the
Order
next
filled.
re-add for the way down. I'm just going to keep adding in, and then we're going to try to get those equal lows.
Order filled.
So again, 10 SMA is best case scenario for a re-add right here on some of those interesting little back and forths here. But we're doing okay. Well, these are all the brand new expresses, so we got to keep them small. So they're all up 324.40. That's pretty good. The other two are at 1500. Then our last open is like we barely just went back to flat. So not a huge deal at all. We needed that 10 SMA anyway. We did hold the gold level at the big over under there, so we got to move this down actually to what we're looking at here. So back over the 10 is trend long, and then we need to stay under the 10 now to hold tight, but we didn't even get close to the gap, and it's already pure scam. So might get a tiny red on this last account as we just locked in over 2,300 on the others. We'll see. It's going to be over under here, and the fact that we're pushing through that right now is ridiculous. So 21,009 again, that's that 100 fib. I'll put a dash line here so you see what we're looking for, but we just got to trend under that still to hold true to the trade.
Order filled.
Because that's a really hard add right there, because we don't want this popping another 16, 20 points on us to the upside, because now we're over the 10, so now it's just scam squeeze like straight back at 80, 90 points to the other side because we couldn't break through the golden level, and the golden level is the breakout to 21,006 later. So that's what it says right there, breakout. So any level hold above 21,988 says we're going to break out to 21,600. So we have a huge upside holding this gold level right here. We're going to get, well, we're not, but these people are going to get scammed. We're already out. We already made $3,000. So we're not worried about it, but this is a very dangerous little spot right here where I could see some blowouts happening now, but we'll see. Still over under. We don't have any trend confirmation. It's all boring. 10 SMA didn't even catch up on the 5 minute yet. So hopefully you can get short from it's ES. Let's go back to NQ over here on the 5 minute and do it. Because we need to go back down to the 5 minute 10 SMA. Oh yeah, there's plenty of room for that. That's 20,969. So we're still good short.
Order filled.
Just got to kill off this 10 SMA right here real quick, and then you'll be fine. Because we can hit the 5 minute 10 SMA on this next dip if it wants to. We just rejected the no GP 1750, so we should have a good downside here. At least to the 5 minute 10 equal lows would be cool. So down to 2968. Of course, got to stay under level. 10 SMA scam. Look at that. Holding up again randomly. That's crazy work on the 1 minute there. I still think we're going to go down. That's just crazy looking. So we got one 10 SMA. We're looking for the 5 minute 10 SMA, but it looks like we're just going to get scammed and she's going to push. I'm not in any trades. We're already locked in 2,800 green, but I'm just going to watch this last account to re-enter short. Nope. There's perfect doji. Hold the body. Scam everybody right now. Boom. Boom. Now, if it gets back over the dotted line, it's see ya, 90 points to the upside. 75. That's that white dash line right there. Over under 21,010. She's either going to smoke everybody right here or give us a 10 SMA 5 minute. I'm only going to short to the 10 SMA 5 minute. I'm not playing any upside here until we fill partial gap later on.
Order filled. So
come on, buddy. Get down to that 10 SMA from here. Still 21 points. It's not too shabby. Comes in at 976. Yeah. It's not a bad play. We got the 10 SMA loop at least, so one little break fresh here. So I'm going to scalp one more short here, I think. Under the 10 SMA right here, just entered 2993, scalping down to 2978. Looking for another 16, 17 pointer here. Holding the gold level again. Can't shy the 5 man. Come on, get down there, buddy. Just one quick dropout. All we're going is for is the 10 SMA in the 5 minute. So 16, 17 points. Just got to break under 988 again. That's a big gold level. And we take the lower pocket, so I guess the whole trade would end up going 65. So I don't know. It's a lot to ask for, but under the 10 is here like this. We'll see. Like so. Overall good moves? Yeah. Potentials. We got some good moves left, but it's all scam right now. We don't have a trend at gold level, so it's either got to be above 29.88 or it's just full scam. And right now it's shying the 5, so it's anybody's game. We picked short just for a small scalp, and we're barely down a couple $100. We swapped to micros, so we're at 988.43. Dang, 76 people watching, 10 likes. They like to just watch. It's okay. So remember, guys, over that 10 SMA, this doji right here on the 5 minutes holding very strong. And a lot of the times that's what we see is consolidation until moving averages catch up to push further. So it's not a surprise for us. Even though I would like to see a quick dip right here for our short to the 10 SMA, but we're holding that prior 5 minute right here. So this doji body, the last 5 minutes at 996. So it is pure long over that. So we're just about to get scammed right here to the upside. Just to be careful here. If you're not playing some micros and just mess around, like I said, we got 2,800 green to work with right now. So we're shorting a couple micros to the downside. So I want to see this 5 minute tag first off. So we're going to stay short until we're blasting off here. And I'm going to stay short until it's tag that 10 trend. So we'll see. It's already moved up to 977. So even so, still got to stay short because we're under the dash line. So the whole trade right here, guys, is squeeze scam above here. She's gone with the wind. And we're waiting for it to make a choice right at this dash line. So if we stay under the 10 SMA, our short will work just fine. If we start to build up for whatever reason on this higher low, it won't go for a lower high. It'll just blow out completely. And I'll probably chase it with the other grouping accounts if that happens. But for this grouping of accounts, we're going to stick short and stick to the play because we're under the dash line. So we should be coming short down here to at least the 10. We could even back test. Shit, it's a 666 right here. We gapped over. Yeah, we could actually hunt the 666 and the gap down there. So we'll see. But first tag for the short, I'm only going for into the 10. So I'm going for 29.77. So we're in at, I re-averaged up on pot 21.001-ish. Best average on that last pop. So hey, we're just chilling. Just got to stay under the 10 here, go for that 977. But right now, like I said, if we hold the gold level of 988.43, it's pure scam up, and that dash line will cause the squeeze. So above 21 is 0.10. That's going to be a full scammeroo squeeze. If we stay under the 10 trend here, we're going down to the 5 minute 10 SMA. But again, for the third time, this is a very good location to just scam everybody on the consolidation. So we just go straight sideways until the 10 SMA 5 minute catches up. So it's on the right side of the screen here, guys. The second you see price action touch this little blue 10 SMA, she's going straight back up. So like I said, we're trying for a small short into that, and we held the doji for 10 minutes now, so it's pretty much a zero chance. So I'm going to stop out right here with a $60 green for the downside, and I'm going to look for scam squeezies up. Most likely here. Now watch that I jump out with a tiny $60 green. It's going to snap back, watch. No, I'm just kidding. The consolidation is too strong. The 5 minute consolidation here is just pure sideways, and the moving averages are just waiting. So, or I'm sorry, the price action is just waiting. So the moving average is going to catch back up, and it's going to be tag into that 10. But now we're not going to get any kind of good back test or anything like that. It's holding dojis. So see the 5 minute dojis right here. These are key right here. So that little purple box right there. We hold this consolidation doji high low. So this whole thing, right? All it's got to do is hold this doji high-low and wait for the 10 SMA to catch back up. That's a little blue guy right here. And then she's going with the wind. She's going to break over that zero line. She's going to squeeze for high hell. So I would stay out of the way. We made $60 on that one. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah. Nice and easy. best case scenario is that 2065 under 10 rating here, but we'll see. Like I said, this 10 SMA catch up, that's going to be the beast. So let it consolidate, let it trap back and forth, and then once that 10 SMA 5-minute happens, it'll pick a direction here. And by the way of the 1 minute, it just doesn't want higher, and that's why I put the squeeze point so high up at 21,010, because we have that monster candle there. That's a fib out. That's a top of the 5-minute open. So it's like, you know, if we do lose here and come back down, we're going to come to this. Where's that weekly break? Do we tag that? Yeah, we tag that because it's very long biased above that. So it's going to be equal lows. So it would be something like down here all these wicks are, and breaks that weekly and snaps down there really fast into the gap, 2965 or something like that. Yeah, 66 down there. So we're just waiting for that 10 SMA though. Just watch that 5-minute 10 SMA. There's that 10 SMA 5-minute. So now this is an over-under point, we like to call these. So this is the first time we've seen that 10 SMA 5-minute in a long time. So a lot of the time it hits that 10 and causes another support disruption. The only bad part is the 1 minute looks so horrendous that the 10 SMA 5 might not be the hold point. But if we get the flush point right here, man, shit, fine by me. I'm going to look for confirmation of trend either which way. We don't have anything cool right now, unfortunately. Equal lows would be cool. Equal wicks, like a break through the 10 SMA would be cool. Like there's so many cool trades that could happen right here. They're just not happening. But the 5-minute 10 SMA first tag, a lot of the times you see that as a rolling up support chasing the action. I want to see it break. I want this 1 minute to come down to the opening minute high low range, but it's like it's been pain in the butt. There's a small break through that 10 SMA there. She's still trying, still holding that 10 though, unfortunately, because this is when we start seeing the nonsense play out. No trades yet. I'm just going to watch what happens at the 10. If we start to find that support, great. If it washes, also great, because we have a really big dip buy to do overnight here. $73.84. That'd be equal wick lows to 1704. Yeah, all these wicks, right? I want to see these wicks get beat out, you know, like at least down to these equal lows here. It's got to stay under the gold level now, but it's very, very limited chance that that happens because that 5-minute. So remember that 10 SMA pushing there, that's usually roll up support. We've consolidated sideways for quite some time. So we'll see what that has to say. I want to see a break, but a lot of the times in this scenario, you know, we got to treat it as an over under. And we're under some of the bigger 1 minute open fibs there, but we're still above the weekly, and that makes me think crazy squeeze long still for half the stuff on the screen here. Just gnarly.
Order filled.
So there's a 1 minute gap scam right back up there. 35 likes. I think it was lagging. I don't know. Like, subscribe, percent. You don't got to do that. When should we give away the account? 5:45, about 5 minutes or so. See if we can't find a trade first then. We got a 1 minute gap there, guys. Kind of like that insta-fill there, to be honest.
Order filled. Order filled.
Kind of screaming downside to me still for a 10 SMA break loop here. Yeah, I like that rejection of that gap. That gap also signals a pretty good one. Again, it'd only be the equal lows from that gap up. I want to see it push into close to, you know, the highs, the partial gap fill for the open if we get the short, but in this micro action right here, it's going to look like this. So this guy right here, that's obviously that high push yesterday, and then she calmed down. So to come back and at least test this and not fill the opening gap would be what you want to see. Yeah, just like that. What you want to see here. Nice little fresh low there again. Not bad.
Order filled.
Keep on keeping on. So if this weekly breaks, guys, that's going to be the reverse here. So like we said, if it ever gets over that 2110, you look for that squeeze. We're nowhere near it. If we start to break back down, you're going to look for that panic. So under gold level here, the break is going to be this wick support, but we were jamming into so much 1 minute wick support right there. 20,982 is that GP. I'm going to delete this. So it looks a little cleaner here. You can see that 1 minute high-low fib. So what we did was took the minute open at 5 p.m. there. Did a high-low that fib. Going for gap fill? It could be. Yep. That's what you want to see. I need a partial gap fill. So again, back here at yesterday's high, see this big white level. So the red box says short under 987 down to 944, and that's partial gap fill. Gap fill is way down here at 2911, which would be cool, but I just want the partial push into the new gap here short. So that's all I want to see it do.
Order
That
filled.
would be music to my ears. We just got to get away from this 10 SMA 5 minute rolling support here and drowned it out, because a 666 back test in the 5 minute would be awesome. You see that shy at the open? I don't know if you guys seen this. Let me hide this indicator. So right there, that 666 had a shy. We opened up on this 5 minute chart, came so close to that 666. So I do have some faith under this 987.44 to reach a back tested confirmation. 27 points to the downside or so here. 60 looks like. Yeah, 960. We'll see. It's got a lot of consolidating left to do, I think, here. But yeah, I want to see it break into the gap, which is not fill. All I want is short to 944. That's what we want to see tonight here. Exactly, Pirate, exactly. The partial gap fill and huge bounce and leave a small gap open for the runner all week to come back for the lower high. It's exactly what I wanted to see here. Perfect. Yep. $21.65, you're down there. 15 would be 50, 39. Little tiny fresh low there. Yeah, we got some time. It's all about this big weekly. So even if we delete all the mess here and show you guys exactly what we're really thinking, it's all about this weekly, man. If we don't lose this teal level right here, that 977, none of the intraday little micros are going to work. If we lose that weekly, we got a shot put straight down. And that's where we're going to get this red candle to help us out here. Where's my middle? Some doji would be right about there. 44. So that's that partial fill too. So that's your whole short range if you get to stay under that. If you don't, well, it's anybody's game. Because that 10 SMA 5 minute loop, I don't know, man. That could be a support yet. The VWAP's looking ridiculous here. Looks like we're so oversold, it's crazy. It's not registering right, obviously, but yeah. We'll see. We'll see. What do you need, baby? What you got?
Upstairs lights are on.
You can turn them on. Are we in the kitchen? Yeah, Arch, can you help her turn the lights on upstairs quick?
Huh?
Help Emery turn the lights on quick. Thanks, bud. Oh, full scam. Woo.
Order filled.
Yeah, exactly as expected. So that weekly level, again, holding. Game over. 5 minute 10 SMA holding. Game over. Squeeze point now on watch. That's why we didn't really want to reshort any of that. As long as the weekly level's holding, boys. Weekly over everything. We've seen it all before. It sucks because if we hold this big of a gap up and start trending now, it's like all class F garbage chase trades. And then we're going to get magneted down and we'll have to wait till tomorrow. Yeah, it'd be all right, though. Pretty boring chop. Well, there's no volatility. There's nothing less. Let's give away an account. I can go hang out with my kiddos here. I usually only trade that open. I mean, we made a couple grand, so it's not that bad. Let's give away an account. Bam. Topstep account. So you guys know how to enter. As we said, if you watch our videos, You know it. I'm going to go back to stream link. Cut that baby out. I'm going to grab the YouTube link. And then put it in this bad mamma jamma. Bam. Filter duplicates. Do the 2 + 1 = 3. Get YouTube comments. How many do we got? 34 comments. Good luck. 34 comments. Let's go. Which one of you suckers is it going to be? Terry Kuneth. 7037. I'm pretty sure I know that guy. Congrats, Terry. You still in the chat, buddy? Congrats. I think that's a member too, right? That's Terry from our BRT, right? I think.
Order filled.
I want to say it is. Yes, sir. Cool. Awesome. All right, hit me up on Discord. You know the rules. Hit me up, tag me, send me a message, or reach out on X or my email in the last video if you want that. Whatever you want, buddy. Send me your PayPal. Congrats. We just sent out Lee, the last winner from our last video there. Lee got one. Kicking butt. Lee's actually $600 away from passing one of his combines to get onto the expresses, which is cool. Can't wait for him to get all that jam into. Let's see these 5 minutes. Pretty ugly. Congrats. Put it in reverse, Terry. Congrats, my friends. You guys enjoying the giveaways? We should give away a few more here. It'll be fun. Every week we should do that. We should just do live giveaways on our live stream, and whoever comments in the live streams, watches out, is a subscriber or even a mentor. So congrats, buddy. Reach out to me on the Discord. If you have to, add me as a friend. Sometimes the Discord says that we're not in the same server because Discord is obviously one of the worst social media platforms, but shoot me a message on your PayPal. If you got it, I think I got a Venmo as well. Not shoot one over, Terry. Oh, I see your friend's request right there. Boom, boom. What's up, Terry? Cool, man. Stoked. Happy for you. We just sent Lee's out here this morning because he hit me up with his email, so can't wait for him to get some good stuff done. What a chicken dinner. Yeah, we should do one. It's pretty fun. Predictions? Nah, not past the ones that we have on the screen here quite yet. It's all weekly. We want to see this obvious downside to the partial fill of 944. But, you know, we got to be patient. We'd have to short all highs and blah, blah, blah. And you know how that goes, right?
Order filled.
Well, there that goes. 6 points smasheroo there. So that's that big panic we wanted to see into the partial gap fill. Of course, we were shorting into that, riding her down. The 10 SMA did not hold on the 5, did a nice reject confirmation there. So down to 944, really. Unless the 5 minute wants to pop back up and kind of screw everybody first. But as long as it breaks fresh low, we got her. So you got this trade from fresh low a day, panic 20 points to 944 setting up for you right here. Or close to. Could be a nice little leg down here. We'll see. It just broke out of those lows. That's all I really wanted was the break into the fresh gap there. That was that short. So now it can do whatever it wants. We didn't get the final target here, but the back test of the 666 is something that we were looking forward to. 100 EMA, 1 minute might be sufficient as well, but like 55 there. Yeah, there's a whole lot of love for some downside here. We'll see how she plays out. I don't know if we're going to give it one more little swoosh down to that 555. What are we at? We can go 5 points past it, maybe. That's 55. And then down to 44. So now you got to stay under the candle, which is hard. The opening candle. That's the lows. So let's move this. This is your scam level now. Oops, I deleted or duplicated it here. And if you are short running these trades down, make sure to take profit, not screenshots. Over under 965 now. We delete all this nonsense because we're pretty much done with the stream here. I just want to see if it's going to hit our lazy target down here, that 44, that 100 EMA. 1 minute it'll generally hunt for here. That's 666, like we said, breaking down under the 10, coming down right here to that 59. But yeah, I want to see this like 5-5 tag, or we'll see what the 666 does. We're going to get that first real quick. And then if we get any lower than that, I'd be pretty impressed without getting like a 5-5, like 4 or 5 points under that would be pretty obnoxious. We pretty much shied that 666 5-minute again. So it's kind of just scam city here. We pretty much got the target. That's within 2 points. We can call that. On NQ, it always scam shies anyway, so we're not really worried about absolute tags ever on NQ. We know NQ's personality. We trade it daily, so that's a good target there at that 666 5-minute right under there. And just because it didn't hit it quite yet usually means it'll chuck itself back down here like this into a red frenzy. Usually we need a new 5-minute for that, and we got 52.40 right now, so we got a couple minutes left yet. About 2.5, so that means we're going to have retraces as high as this GP right here. We're going to kick ourselves back up to this wick zone right here, maybe even back test the weekly before we go down. So the short would look like this. If you missed the big breakdown, you're going to look for the confirmation back to weekly and down. So because we broke the weekly with such speed and aggressiveness, see right there. So the re-short is at 77 right there. So with 77 being the re-short, that's what you want to pay attention to, the closest there. I want to see it skate lower, but the retrace right here is going to be, it's going to be these two spots right here for that resistance. But like I said, it just washed the weekly. So what happens when something washes a level? The only way you can enter is to watch for a back test. That would be the confirmation of trend. So what you want to see here is the scam hold of the lower candle. It's going to be a hold of 29.65. It's going to screw all the shorts that chase the red up to 977 and change, probably that 10 SMA. So we're guaranteed about 8-9 points to the upside if that happens. If we stay underneath the white level, then we're going to panic down to the 666 5-minute. So my pick is still short. I need a target fill here at 9.55. I got about 3.5. Ooh, we almost hit it right there. Give me the fill. Order fill. Woo. Nailed it. I was playing micros like a cheap ass. I made $82 with 2 micros. So no, I had a lot of micros back and forth on this account. We're all green on all the accounts now, but it's all no big deal. What do we got? 2 1500s. Where's all the expresses? 82, 32, 32. These two are passed. 82 green. Yeah, we're good to go. There's that 666. There's the 5. We're going to lock this one down. We have 3 accounts, 324.40 green, 1 account, 82 with the micros, and we got our big accounts left to trade live tomorrow morning. So we're almost at that lower target. This is what I wanted to stream, at least to get to that prior high partial gap fill, 100 EMA a minute. We just got that next leg down. Beautiful. This is going to be a support long scalp here, guys. So if you come into this level, this is where it's going to be. Long scalp off 100 EMA 1 minute. And yesterday's highs. So now your best case scenario is pushing into this. Now you do have that 666 5-minute, but what you want to pay attention to is the 1 minute bounce here at 44, because that's going to be the partial gap fill bounce. See that prior top here, or temporary top yesterday. Yeah, Terry. So if you're still here, buddy, if you want to, I see you in the Discord there. If you want to, it's going to be Venmo or PayPal or anything like that. We can even do Google Pay, Apple Pay if you want. It doesn't matter to me. But any way you want to go there, let me know. That 666 causing a little bit of support. No longs quite yet. We just shied the level. We're hitting the 666 support. It's actually temporary, in my opinion. So it has not done the downside cycle yet. So you're still looking at as high as here, down to here for my for the daily gap that needs to fill first before there's a bounce. So there is no long yet. The long has to hit a price level of long scalp off 100 EMA 1 minute. That's going to be the green level right here. So we cannot take a long position until 20,944 and or this 100 EMA is tagged. So if it goes long from here off the 5 minute 66, that's fine. I think it's temporary. So The 100 EMA 1 minute actually means a lot more to me on this type of trend. So we are still not long biased. As the text says on the screen, this is what you're going to pay attention to right there. 100 EMA is in the green. That's going to be our move. It's got to be patient for it here. PayPal's fine. Cool. Shoot me your email for your PayPal, your phone number, whatever you want to do, buddy. Yeah, we're still stuck under 10 here, guys. So even if we press into that 10, it's all just normal minute trend right now. We have to wait till something from an outside force hits us for that upside trend. And it's got to be at the earliest convenience, the 100 EMA right here. Because the 5 minute 666, that's not generally a positional, unless we have it on Qs or SPY, of course. And we know why that is. We use those ETFs a lot more than the FUTs. So got to zoom in real close here. And we're still on short trend, like I said, under that 10 SMA. Even if we squeeze up, I'd rather miss it than risk it at this point because we didn't hit 100 EMA. We didn't hit 20,944. Going to the daily chart right here, this is the most dangerous thing to leave on futures, and it doesn't like to do that. So if you look at the daily chart, that's the gap from yesterday's highs to this. So this should fill in the early session, in the first couple hours of the trade session. So that's what we're looking at, a continuation down. We cannot look long until that. I want to long scalp this as much as everybody else does, but being stuck under the trend long 10 or trend of 10, the opening minute chart low right here, the over under 965, that's still a very temporary chop point for us to go lower here. I would not long this yet because that 100 EMA needs to backtest. We have to hit yesterday's high still in 944. It's obviously too low to short. You'd be chasing an entire move. That'd be stupid. Don't short lows. That's suicide. That's dumb money stuff. Just wait for trend to reverse. We don't want to. We want to mess with anything besides first tags. And what we mean by first tags is if we back up on that minute chart here, this is the new day. And the last time we seen the 100 EMA was back down here. Last trade day looks like about 2:35 p.m. And being and break from yesterday's highs and continue down, we'll be hitting down here. We'll go to the 15. We'll show you this huge no GP. A lot of my members already know exactly what this is and where this is, but here to here, your short target tonight still. And when I say long scalp, it's not like a trend reverse or anything like that. It's just a long scalp. And it's just that. It's a scalp. How the hell did they box that? I didn't fib it out. I'm retarded. Like this. So we're going to fib out that last 15. There's no golden pocket tag here. So our chat all the time and the premium, we know to use high-low Fibonacci's. And then the second it breaks through, here it's going to be flush long, but we're way too early for that. Flush too long, because if we go to the 1 minute chart, you're going to see all those combined overlapping fibs that still need to hit, right? Because right now it's gonna like peak over the 10 SMA right here a little bit. It's gonna be like woo you, and then if you didn't listen to me, wham, you get smacked. So it could go either way. I'd rather miss it than risk it. And I like when it pushes past the 10 up here for a little bit. And like I just said, it's back test of the weekly. If you really want balls of steel and you want to short this for some reason, it's only at 977. Your short entry is right here at the back test of the weekly. And then you can short it down to 2944. From this short right here, that's balls of steel. You got 33.7. You really want to take that short. That's up to you. But that's the only short I could see right here. You don't want to mess with anything else right now. Terry. Okay, I got you, buddy. I'll shoot you that over tonight, tomorrow morning at the very latest. Congrats, buddy. Good luck on the Topstep journey. And thanks for being a part of the chat. I'm glad somebody in the Discord won. It's always nice. But we're going to stream these live for a little bit more here, and we're gonna keep doing these setups. These are pretty fun, I think. So this is what we call a 10 SMA loop in our group. You've seen a couple back here that were pretty violent, and the 10 SMA trend on 10 has to hit as well. So watch this. On your right side panel, we're looking at a 5 minute chart, right? And right now the 5 minute is looking for back testable resistance to confirm the weakness of trend. The 10 SMA up here is part of that. So you're going to be watching your 5 minute 10 SMA chase the price action to complete resistance, right? The blue 10 SMA here. And it's going to be near a price level of 29.77. That is a 61.8 of a weekly level that we have. So on the 1 minute, you're looking for it to hold the 10 right here a little bit, blah, 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 and then it's going to pop up. Hopefully that's going to give you your best case scenario. Now, if it doesn't, that's also fine, right? Because if we don't back test 29.77 for a short entry to go down to here, we're going to flop into the long here, and then we're going to go long to here anyway. So both are going to be perfect trades, but you just got to wait until one of the price level hits. You're either going to reshort 29.77 down to the 5 price levels we have right here, 100 EMA, or you're going to let it continue trend like it should, come back down here, then do a temporary pop back up and then maybe continue lows, but it's lows first. We are in complete weakness now. It's like I said, please do not long anything until we get some real good speed. And we're going to hit this guy right here. That's yesterday's highs, the daily gap fill. So regardless, even if you're trading micros and you're going short, like right here, you can risk it to the 977 because we will fill yesterday's highs. These future, it's not going to leave a gap open. So please don't long anything yet. I'm going to spend a little time over at 10. I'm just going to shit on you. No problem, Terry. Thanks for tuning in, man. Exactly what I just told you. Wait for that 29.44. You're going to get obliterated if you go over that 10. Boom. Like so.
Order filled.
And that's how that works. Now there's your 100 EMA tag, and there's your 29.44. That's the short fill we wanted. So we've been talking about this all afternoon here, all evening, whatever you want to say. We're looking for that back test of partial gap before it does a little bit of a pop. And now we hit that 100 EMA. We can see temporary support, blah, blah, blah. Generally speaking, it's a pretty good bounce point, but I ain't playing this one because it's all weak trend right here. It's, like I said, it has just nothing but weakness written all over it through that weekly, because now we got to go for daily GP tags, as we discussed, and I already put this in our Discord, but you guys will know what to do with it. There's our temporary long into 29.44. This is just a scalp, remember, because we have to back test, and we just hit yesterday's highs. We filled the daily gap that we were talking about that had zero chance to hold today. So there's your short done. Wow. That's a pretty bad fill. Topstep's getting shitty. Or shitty no fill, really. So yeah, continue this weakness down, and you can look for the whole gap fill now. We've already suggested this a million times now. We're just going to go for the gap. Go for the panic. Let the scam commence. Order filled. Will you post a screenshot when you enter? Nope, I'm not an alert service. I'm a teacher. We talk about this stuff. I'm not here to trade for you. That's ridiculous. That stuff's silly to me. We're going to go for the gap fill now in that 1 minute here, I think. I was showing our trades early before on those small scalps, but with the lag in a stream, it's kind of ridiculous to just try to spoon feed somebody like a baby in the trade that's just looking for free handouts. It's impossible. You have stream lag up to 3 to 10 seconds, sometimes higher. When the latency issue spikes, that's suicide. That's why I don't post a lot of live trades. My members know what we trade. We post entry exits every single day in our Discord. Every single picture of every single price of all my trades, all my P&Ls. Everything is always posted. But that's for my live members. That's for me in the group. It's for the boys, or whatever they say nowadays. That's cool. But yeah, our P&Ls are doing pretty good, y'all. Nothing to do yet. Where's our next GP no tag? 940.88.
Order filled. Order rejected.
That's going to be a scam over there too. Maybe a 50 tag on this one. Was that 39's at? It's at 40, so yeah. It needs a 50 tag. It won't get it though. This is what it's looking at for no GP tag right here. So 38 or 40 will be the rejection. Make panic great again. Yeah, we need more panic is what we need. Let's see, we got multiple no GP5, so just call it a wash for today. Let's go and just
Order
go
filled.
right for the gap fill potential here. Nothing but scam schmooziola here. Should be perfect, but that's all the stream I wanted to do. Congrats, guys. A little over $3,300 on the open for all the wash keys. We only had to play the micros, 3, 6, 9, 3 grand, 3,900 and 500. So actually over 4. It's not bad. Not bad on the old top steppers. So
Order filled.
yeah, watch this play. It's going to move up here to the GP. 29.40 would be like best case scenario. Highly doubt that, but 5 minute no GP tags will be coming. We have 2 monster candles to the downside, so just wait for the fill and just let it scan. But that'll be it for me. We're going to hang out with the kiddos in the day. Don't long anything. Again, it's just going to be washing down. You're looking for confirmation, and all you're going to see is confirmation of getting your ass kicked because you're not waiting for the gap fill. So don't short lows either. We told you that the best case scenario would be a miss it then risk it on the weekly. So I will see my chat bright and early in the morning. So, you're agreeing? That's good. Nice. We try. We try. All right, friends. I'll see my premium group in chat. Watch for the kill off here. Watch for some good back tests that weekly even before we gap. But that's it, friends. You guys take care. Trade safe. We'll see you bright and early in the morning. Thanks for tuning in.